This essay, like, it appeared recently, okay, and it is one of the most toughest essays for IELTS, okay. Euthanasia, it means mercy killing, okay. So the question is a little bit, complex. It takes a little bit of time to understand. Euthanasia or mercy killing, okay, has been in the news more and more recently. Many people are strongly against. So a group of people are opposed. So whenever you paraphrase, it is very important to write the correct word. If you don't remember the word, if you don't have the choice of any other synonym, then you can use against. Still repeat it. Repetition is better rather than writing a completely irrelevant word. So many people are against such a practice. Which practice? Mercy killing, right? But there is a growing demand to have it legalized. How far do you agree with euthanasia being legal? So first thing is to paraphrase. How can we paraphrase? Now mercy killing ko, okay, if we don't remember, as far as I see, euthanasia or mercy killing, you can use any one word, right? There is a rise in the number of number nahi, isko hum log aise discuss karenge. Since the past few years, euthanasia has become more widespread, right? While a group of people strongly oppose this, there is an increase in demand, okay, for its legalization. Legalization, right? Okay. Now, do you agree, or examiner is asking how far do you agree with euthanasia being legal? So do you agree or you disagree? So if you agree, then you have to mention why do you agree. If you disagree, then you have to make it disagree. So we can make it like, I disagree with this because you cannot support such things, right? So I disagree with the aforementioned view, due to the fact that it increases more, like in the future, if it's made legal, more and more people will get inclined towards euthanasia, mercy killing, right? So first body paragraph, when we are disagreeing, you have to mention its drawbacks, right? If you agree, see, imagine agree disagree ka similar and very simple concept. If you agree with something, you are going to write good things about that, right? Imagine that if you agree that so and so thing is the best, definitely you are going to write good points. If you disagree, you are going to write the negative points, right? Why? If you say that I agree that so and so building is nice, so you are definitely going to write good points. It has good interiors, strong pillars and all this. If you disagree, you are going to write weak points. As simple as that. So eppudaina agree disagree questions aside, it's very important for you to focus on the proper balanced answer, right? So if we are focusing that I disagree, right, that euthanasia should be made legal, so you are logically saying that it should be illegal. So how? Why should it be made illegal? Firstly, okay, though it's a painless process, still, what points can we mention? Any points from your side? You are saying that no, it should not be legal, it should be made illegal. First point we can mention, as it becomes prevalent, as it becomes common and legal, more and more people will get inclined towards it. As a result, people have easier options to choose to die rather than salvage, rescue, or you can say handle the situation, right? कई लोग होते छोटे छोटे प्रॉब्लम्स को दे go for this. So one thing is that, if it is made legal, this is gonna happen. What can we mention as another point about that? This is a very tough essay. It's not so easy. Imagine if it appears tomorrow in the exam. Some questions are so tough that some people may not have any idea about that. So it's very important to discuss such types of questions, right? So what can be another supporting statement in favor of disagreement?
Every problem God has given an ultimate solution.
Okay.
So we need to.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. And we can even write, like, if it is made legal, like first point, as we mentioned, people will have easier choice to choose the wrong path, right? And how far do you agree? I completely disagree बोलना है इसको, या फिर आप partly agree भी बोल सकते. If see, now when you don't get much points, you can directly change the thesis statement as well. I partly agree, half disagree. How? Now if you mention one point and give an example that so and so at so and so place so and so thing happened because of this. Many teenagers also preferred that. Okay, adolescents. If you partly agree and partly disagree, I mean half agree and half disagree, you can also mention there are certain diseases which are incurable and patients are in a state of persistent continuous pain and torture. है ना, कुछ बीमारियां ऐसे होती हैं మనుషులు బతకరు కూడా సావరు కూడా దాంట్లో. దే ఆర్ జస్ట్ ఇన్ అ స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ painfulness, right? Severe pain, severe suffering, right? So we can mention that, right? On the other hand, there are few convincing arguments in favor of this being made legal, right? See, I never encourage to go with partly agree, but when you don't have any information, it's better to go with partly agree. We cannot just sit and just write only one body paragraph and end this. You will not get at least a 6 band. Okay, so the minimum score which one has to try for their writing is at least a 6.5. It's not very difficult to get 6.5. 6 तो easily आ जाता है. Right? We had recent students who were having many grammatical errors, but they got 6 bands. I was also like, oh, they got 6. So other thing, one, I mean, supporting point in favor of this is like many people suffer through, go through severe, pain, right, and agony and torture through incurable diseases, right, which can literally what can you say, those diseases are so severe that they are not between life and not between death. So to decrease that suffering, though it's not permissible, we just have to write in the essay, right? It is one. In addition, what can we also have to mention one more point in favor of this. Euthanasia. It's a very complicated topic. In fact, I can say that this is the most toughest topics I've ever seen in IELTS.
Painful suicides and suicide
Yeah, you can also mention, okay. Furthermore, mentally unstable people, right, who are vulnerable to, anxiety and depression, right, can, get this done, okay, and they can end their lives, okay. However, we should not be saying these things, but if you get this essay, you should write something, right? So it's better if you mention something, right? Like, okay, the point which you said, people who are undergoing severe depression, suffering from severe depression, and see no hope for life, then we can go with that. Okay, that's fine. And just writing a conclusion, right? Giving an example, okay, that euthanasia cases are mostly, common in US and Europe, and so percentage of people have taken who are suffering from diseases, right, which were just landing them into severe pain, right? That's it. And just end the essay with a conclusion. All right. Now another essay, right here. It is about this thing. Online shopping, right? I don't think it's a very tough topic. Online shopping is becoming more and more common these days. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of online shopping. This is again a very simpler topic, right? What are the advantages? Item is delivered at your doorstep, right? No need to travel, right? I mean, people can order items from the comfort of their home, right? Which makes a hassle-free experience, right? That is one point. What can be another point? Offers, right? You can mention about offers, right? There are numerous offers provided by e-commerce websites, especially during festive seasons, right? You can mention that point and give an example of Amazon and Flipkart. Those are the best examples. Big billion days, right? Those things, right? And what can be the drawbacks now of online shopping? Sometimes it is very common. You get a wrong item, right? So you can mention that. On the other hand, this also has certain drawbacks. Getting wrong items delivered, and the return policy is not so easy, right? You can also mention that. Or sometimes you also tend to receive old and damaged items as well, right? Fragile items also tend to get damaged. Just glass hoti hai, glass, right? And plastic, right? So weak bolte fragile matlab. So you can also mention that, right? And then write an example. I mean, give an example of And there were certain instances where people received soaps when they ordered phones, right? You can mention that, right? It is a real thing, you can mention, nothing to worry. For instance, a prominent so-and-so website, okay, I delivered a soap bar instead of a mobile phone to a customer, which was reported on so-and-so date. These are the basic ways of dealing with writing. I'm not complicating it, right? So, now, writing a conclusion. To summarize, online shopping, okay, is on surge, right? It has its own advantages and drawbacks like. So restate your opinion like that. Okay. Now another question. Just a minute. If I look at that. This one. Okay. Yeah, many urban areas are facing scarcity of clean water. So the topic is about clean water, okay, not just water, clean water. See, water is everywhere, clean water is not everywhere, right? So many urban areas are facing scarcity. Scarcity is nothing but shortage of clean water. Why is this? See, the examiner is asking, this is a little different question, causes and solutions. Why is this? What can be done to solve this? So see, now if you just understand the question, half of the answer is in your mind. Now you just have to present it in words. So how can we start? How can we write an introduction? Numerous urban areas, right, are facing paucity, scarcity, or are devoid ka matlab lacking adequate water supply, right? What I mean to say is that you should not just write what is there in the introduction, right? Something which is synonym, right? A synonymous form, right? So numerous urban areas, or if you want to write metropolitan cities, still write, okay, large cities, okay, metropolitan cities are facing inadequacy of water supply, right? The main reasons for this will be mentioned and explained in the essay below, right, along with possible solutions. So what are the reasons? First thing, the prolific increase in population, right, rise in population, right, which ultimately means increased consumption of water. So this is causing shortage of water. And you can also mention this, a very strong point, expansion of urban areas, right, which are taking over rich agricultural lands, lakes as well, right? You can give an example of Hyderabad as well, right, in the name of development, of course. Kai talab the, cheruvulu unde kada, they are being taken over, they are constructing high-rise apartments there. So you can mention that point, okay. And you can give an example of Hyderabad or Bangalore as well, right? It is facing water crisis, right? What was the reason behind that? Urban development, right? Now what can be done to solve this problem? See, very basics. You don't need to be a very big genius to answer these types. Causes and solutions are most of the times they are easy, right? So what can we write to tackle this issue, or to handle, or to tackle this issue? It is the responsibility, or the authorities can build reservoirs which can store water, right? This can be written, or else limiting water supply can also be written, right? Digging up lakes, that can also be written. But the stronger points are rainwater harvesting by building reservoirs, right? You have so many water reservoirs, right? And you can also mention conducting awareness campaigns among masses, right, to make them aware about the unforeseen consequences or ramification. Ramification means a bad consequence, right? You can use this word, ramification. Ramification means a bad consequence, not a good consequence, right? Unforeseen, which is not able to be seen, right? Unforeseen consequences or unforeseen ramifications, or implication bhi bol sakte. Implication means a result though it is not stated, right? You can mention those, okay. One strong point, reservoirs, right? Rainwater harvesting and reservoirs. Other thing, making people aware and limiting the water supply. You can give an example of now if you don't generate any example, it's okay to give a hypothetical, imaginary example. So you can mention about Karimnagar, right? You can mention that it has one of the biggest, reservoirs, right? Maner reservoir, right? You can mention that, okay? And then write a conclusion, right? That is how it is, okay? So another question, right? If I look at it, see, this question appeared for Mr. Imtiaz. Many criminals reoffend after they have been punished. Did we discuss this? This appeared 2 weeks ago. In fact, 3 weeks ago. Many criminals reoffend after they have been punished. Why do, again, causes and solutions. Why do some people commit crimes after they have been punished, and what measures can be taken to tackle this problem? So how can you, paraphrase this? Criminals, so you can use the word offenders, delinquents, DELINQUENTS. Delinquent का मतलब ये criminal, right? If you don't remember any synonym, then use the same word, but try using synonyms in the introduction, right? So many delinquents, right, commit further crimes, right, despite being punished, right? The reasons for this will be mentioned and explained in the essay below, right, along with possible measures to tackle or counter this problem, right? What are the reasons for this now? First reason, unemployment, you can mention, right? To begin, the predominant reason behind this is the surge in unemployment, which makes people commit crimes, right? Numerous people do not have access to jobs, right? And illiteracy को भी आप link कर सकते हैं if you want. That is one strong point. What can be another point? Justice system, laws not being strict enough, right, which may not keep them in captivity for a longer period of time. Imprisonment, वो भी हो सकता है, right? You can mention that and give an example. For instance, any state or any place where crimes are being committed again and again, recurrence of crimes, right? You can mention that, right? To solve this problem, what can we do? Imposing stricter rules and regulations. That is a basic one. If you don't have any reason, you can write that. The government can enact, approve certain, introduce new laws, right? Stringent बोलकर भी बोल सकते हैं आप, right? Stricter laws, right? And what can be another? Yeah, you can mention providing monthly financial assistance to the poor people. See, the one who commits crime is not always a wealthy person, right? Those who are in a state of suffering, they mostly commit crime. So you can mention providing financial assistance, right, to the, अब यहाँ पर poor people बोल सकते हैं आप, right? Destitute बोल सकते हैं, and there are certain other words. Impoverished भी बोल सकते हैं, right? Impecunious. There are certain words which you can use. So if you know some vocabulary, try to use it. It's always good. Poor people, you can use. Anyone can remember the word poor people. Poverty stricken, right? Beggarly people भी बोल सकते हैं, right? Wealthy को, ये तो अमीर को बोलते हैं wealthy, right? So that is an antonym, so you cannot use. So these words can be used. So education, financial assistance, and imposing stricter laws. All these things will definitely see. Examiner is also going to check the logic behind your answer. He is not just going to check everything. Logic, does it make sense? Is he mentioning the reality, or is he just writing for time pass? So mention practical and stronger points. It's definitely going to be very helpful for your writing. Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, so the first thing which you need to do in writing is to understand the type of question. Only then start writing. Never start writing. Okay, and trust me, causes and solutions, problems and solutions, cause and effect, these three are very easy, and most of the time students, they get these types of questions, right? Or else, what are the other types of questions? Discuss both views and give your opinion. Do you agree or disagree? Right? Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? And another one, what are the advantages and disadvantages, or discuss the advantages and disadvantages. These advantages and disadvantages are also a bit more easier, so you don't need to worry much. Everything is quite simple. So understanding the question will definitely help you to understand the concept of writing, and you'll be able to write a much more clearer answer.